everyone, and welcome to Gambling on Hockey on the Parleh Network, Canada's sports betting networks. I'm your host, Celine Trimarchi, alongside my Italian co-host, Luca Rosano. Luca, how are you doing today, first of all?
I'm doing good, Celine. Could be a little bit better. This weather's got everybody on a downer, but on the bright spot, we do have a lot of hockey games to talk about tonight. I mean, I counted 11, and yeah, there's a lot to get to. I see you're rocking the Panthers hat. That could be foreshadowing your pick later on tonight. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some of these matchups we have on tap.
I mean, I was like, should I be biased today or should I not be biased? And I just decided to throw it on because, the Florida Panthers, I think, are going to gun it far in the playoffs. But anyways, not the point. So, yes, like you were saying, 11 games tonight. I'm still sitting on 36%, to be completely honest. I haven't bet on any games since my last time on, I believe it was Wednesday. Haven't touched anything. Now I'm going to get back into it. I mean, 11 games. Last night, there was one game. Big
Yeah.
whoop-de-deal. Like, hello. But tonight, 11 games. Do you want to just dive straight into it right now?
Yeah, let's get right into it. I'm actually surprised I'm at 52%. So I don't know if that's luck or me knowing hockey after all. So yeah, we'll see if we can get some good performances tonight from the both of us.
I feel like it's a bit of both sometimes. It can be luck, and it could be obviously because you know what you're talking about. So the first game that we'll dive straight into is the Arizona Coyotes and the Montreal Canadiens. Okay, so two of the bottom placed teams, they meet. So the favorite on the money line is Montreal, and Arizona is at plus 140, Montreal 160. And on the spread, Montreal is the favorite at minus 1.5. So, Luca, if you're taking this game, would you go money line? I feel like I would. It's up to you, or would you take the spread?
Yeah, I would take the spread on this one. I think there's value Montreal minus 1.5. Both these teams are bad teams, bottom feeding teams, if you will. But what I'm most concerned about this matchup for Arizona is they have a lot of injuries going into this one. They're missing so many guys. So I look for Montreal that's actually not been playing that bad lately to show up here. I mean, they are. Arizona has been hot recently, but coming back on the second night of a back-to-back, and Montreal's fan base, we know how crazy that fan base can be. I do feel comfortable backing Montreal on the spot. I think the Habs have been a little bit better recently, and I just think with the Coyotes again missing a ton of players, I counted 7 players that are going to be out tonight. I think it's going to be tough sledding for them, so I would actually go Montreal minus 1.5.
Fair pick, fair pick. I mean, I'm a Leafs fan, still can't do it, never will. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the Arizona Coyotes, and I'm gonna take them on the money line. You're gonna be hearing me
Wow.
say that a lot lately today. I don't know. I just feel like my picks are better off just gunning for it and just choosing them to take the whole thing home. So I'm gonna go with the Arizona Coyotes. I mean, they won 5 of their last 6, and we've seen the performances that they've put on. Yes, there's a lot of players that are out, but compared to Montreal, who's been a team that's been at the bottom like all year round, I don't see them coming up with a win tonight. Another game. Okay, so Dallas Stars and the Toronto Maple Leafs. So the Heritage Classic just happened, and if you watch that, it was a blow to the Leafs. The Sabres ended up taking home the win. Pretty sad. I was kind of pissed off when I saw Nylander do that. I don't even know what the heck he did, but I was just so livid when I saw him at the blue line do that. Anyways, not the point. So the Dallas Stars and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now tonight, Eric Calgren is going to get the start in net for the Leafs. So not Campbell, not Mrazek. It's going to be him. Who are you taking with this game? Are you taking the Leafs on the spread? Because they are the favorite at minus 1.5.
No, I'm gonna go with Dallas plus 1.5. I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas wins this on the money line as well. Just wins this game outright. There's a lot of unknown right now with the Leafs goaltending situation,
Mm-hmm.
and another big no for this one, Celine. Their megastar Austin Matthews not going to be playing tonight. He's actually serving the first leg of his 2-game suspension, so that's a huge blow not only to this Leafs offensive fire attack, but it's going to do a little bit of damage and negate the hottest line in hockey for this Maple Leafs team. So. We haven't been talking about Dallas a whole ton, but they've actually got 2 good forward lines that are clicking at the right time. And then you look at their goaltending, they're going to have the edge with Ottinger going. He did have a horrible outing against the Rangers, but he has given up only 2 goals or fewer in 7 of his last 9 matchups. So I think this is a competent Dallas Stars team. They can go into Toronto and they could play spoiler. Look for the upset tonight. I like Dallas plus 1.5 at the very least.
I'm going to go ahead and stick with Dallas. I mean, just after the performances that I've been seeing from the Leafs, I'm slowly losing faith in that team, as I'm pretty sure we all are. And this will be the first meeting between the Stars and Toronto since February 14th of 2020. So that's a pretty cool stat there. And they've gone 2-2 in their last 4 matchups. I'm still sticking with the Dallas Stars, but I can take them on the spread on this time at plus 1.5. Another team, let's get straight into the Anaheim Ducks and the New York Rangers. Okay, so Anaheim looks to snap a 4-game losing streak. So if you were to put money down on this game, how are you going to do it, Luca?
Yeah, this is going to be a good game. I'm going to go with the Islanders. I'm going to take the Islanders here minus 1.5. Both teams are actually playing for the 3rd time in 4 nights. But with that being said, the Ducks have bounced back from Nashville to New Jersey to New York. So that's a lot of traveling. And they have struggled on this road swing. Meanwhile, the Islanders, they had Saturday off and they're coming in off back-to-back home wins by a combined 11-2. So they have been putting up a ton of goals. I think that's a lot of firepower to keep up with.
Yeah.
And I think the Islanders at home here will make it 3 wins in a row. So I'm going to back the Isles.
Yeah, just like you were saying, Anaheim, they've been off to a really crappy start for their 5-game trip. They've been outscored 12-4 against Chicago and then Nashville, and they lost all 4 games so far that they've played on this road. Tonight's the last one, so they'll be looking to turn things around, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm pretty certain that the New York Rangers are going to come out big with this one. And yes, the Rangers have been having like a bit of a shaky start when it comes to the first, but there's 19 comeback wins. They're tied with Colorado on that. So that's a really big stat. And Artemi Panarin, I mean, he just had a 5-point night versus Dallas, and they pulled out with the win 7-4. So I think they're going to be living off the high tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and solidify my pick with the Rangers and take the money line at 210. Let's continue with a New York-based team, the New York Islanders and the Washington Capitals. Now, Ovechkin is still sitting at 766 goals after 2 goalless nights by number 8, the grade 8. So who do you think is going to take home the win? Do you think it's going to be the Islanders tonight? They're going to come up strong, or do you think Ovi is finally going to put one behind the net and make it at least 767, getting closer to Gretzky?
By the way, my bad. I said the Isles last game. It was actually the Rangers, so that's my mistake. I got both New York teams messed up. The Rangers are playing the Ducks, and the Islanders are in this spot. So in the last game, just want to clarify, I do like the Rangers. I got my notes mixed up. But in this one, I'm not going with the Isles that I just talked about. I'm going with Washington. Washington, they are favored by minus 1.5, and I'm going to take that. You look at Washington, they've been on an incredibly hot run. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. They scored 3 goals or more in 8 of their last 10 games. They ranked 10th in goals, 15th in shots per game. They score a whole ton, put it at that. And Ovechkin, he's on fire this season. Obviously, he's trying to catch up to the great Wayne Gretzky for the all-time record. He has 71 points, 36 goals, 35 assists. He's nowhere near being done. And I think Washington is going to be able to get their fair share of goals. And you look at New York, they ran 24th in goals per game and 25th in shots per game. So they simply don't have enough firepower to match what the Capitals are going to bring to this game. So I like Washington. They're 7-3-0 in their last 10 matchups. They have home ice advantage. All things are pointing that this is going to be a pretty comfortable win for Washington. So I'm going to go with that.
I mean, it's probably not all your fault, Luca. I should have picked up on another New York team, which is the Rangers and the Islanders. So that's on me as well. But yes, the New York Islanders, Washington Capitals. I'm going to go ahead and pick the New York Islanders on this one. I mean, yes, the last 9 matchups between these teams, the Capitals have been strong, and it's been 7-2. But I'm sticking with the Islanders. I mean, there's 4 different New York Islander players that are on a 4-game point streak. So I feel like they're going to keep it up tonight, especially heading into this. Yes, it's going to be, I believe, a high-scoring affair tonight. So I might even take an over on this one, but I'm sticking with the New York Islanders on the spread as well at plus 1.5. Next game, let's switch gears. Pittsburgh and Nashville. So the Preds have won 4 of their last 5 games to strengthen their hold on a playoff spot. Are they going to come up strong against Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins, or are they going to fall flat on their face?
I think the Preds are going to show up here. I think it's going to be a really close game. I'm going Nashville plus 1.5, and I got some betting info here that's been interesting. So the home team in this matchup is 11-4 in their last 15 meetings, which obviously favors the home team here being the Predators. But the favorite, which is the Pens, are 9-4 in their last 13. So something's got to give here. Which stat is going to stay true here? I'm banking on the home team to keep it close. This does have all the makings of being a tight, low-scoring affair. And we have already detailed how the Predators have been, playing low-scoring hockey lately, and the Penguins have been doing that too. They have only allowed 14 goals over their last 7 games, so I'm really expecting a tight contest here. But I will bank on the fact that this will be decided by only 1 goal. So I'm going to go in Nashville.
You know what? I like the answer because I have such a contrast here. The last meetings between Nashville and the Pittsburgh Penguins, now Pittsburgh ended up winning both last matchups, and it's 6-4. Pittsburgh ended up winning, and then 5-2. Pittsburgh ended up winning that game as well. So it was well over. What is that? 6, 1, 2, 3, 10. That's 10 goals, and then there's 7 goals on the other game. So the over under for this one is 6. So I'm sticking with an over here. I mean, yes, they've been playing low scoring affair games, but for some reason, I'm going to go ahead and stick with the hockey gods on this one and kind of say, yeah, you know what? I think the score is going to be high. And I'm going to take Nashville on this one, just same as you. I mean, they have 72 points, 2 games in hand over Vegas, but they're going to want to keep it up because they're going to want to solidify their spot in the playoffs as well. Because like I was mentioning before, playoffs is literally right around the corner. We only have like a handful of games left. So you're going to want to gun it all you got in order to secure your spot. And Nashville's win over Minnesota on Sunday, they're 6-2. I believe they're living off of that game, and they're going to come into this one against the Penguins very strong. Vegas and Winnipeg. Okay, so Vegas enters Winnipeg tonight, clinging to the second wild card spot. Winnipeg is the favorite on the spread at 1.5. If you want to take the money line, I just have to put it out there because I might do that. Vegas is plus 110 and Winnipeg is minus 130, and the over under on that is 6. So given all those stats, what are you taking on this one, Luca?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Winnipeg here, minus 1.5. They enter this one in midst of a very big hot streak. They're 5-2-1 during that span, and they have all of a sudden inserted themselves in this Western Conference playoff race. This has been a fun team to watch, and their massive comeback overtime victory last time out, that seemed like it sparked this group in the right direction. So I really think that they're going to look at this opportunity to significantly boost its chances of making that unlikely playoff run that I just touched on. So I do like the Jets here. They have been playing better overall, and they have been better at home this season. So I think they're going to utilize this home ice advantage to their favor and take advantage of a suspect Golden Knights team this season. So yeah, give me Winnipeg here, minus 1.5.
You have valid points on that one, but like I literally just said, something with me in playoffs, I always feel like now's the time that teams are gonna just gun it. And Vegas holds a 1 point lead over Dallas with 4 games. Who Dallas has 4 games in hand, and I mean, I don't know. When it comes to this time of year, all the unexpected happen. And like you were saying, Winnipeg, all of a sudden now they've been playing really good hockey. And that's not what we saw with majority of the season. But I'm sticking with Vegas on this one. And I'm gonna take them on the spread at plus 1.5. But I'm also gonna take Vegas on the money line at plus 110. I mean, I feel like they have really solid forwards, especially with even Jonathan Marchessault. Like he's posted 7 points in his last 5 games. So I'm sticking with Vegas on this one. So the Boston Bruins and the Chicago Blackhawks. So they're going to finish their home and home season series tonight in Chicago. The last game, Boston ended up winning 4-3 in Boston, but now Chicago's on home ice. Boston's the favorite to win on the spread at minus 1.5. So what are you taking?
Yeah, give me Boston in a big way. I think they're going to cover this number, minus 1.5. The Blackhawks, they're going to play to being an underdog here and trying to cash in. But the problem is this Bruins team, they're coming in on fire. They've won 8 of their last 10 games. And I think they're
Mhm.
going to just simply overwhelm the Blackhawks here. Expect guys like Pastrnak, Marchand, Bergeron to all, crash the net and force the odd man rush, leading to some goals. And the Bruins should be able to continue their hot streak with a sound performance on the road here. So I really like what I've been seeing from Boston lately. I think they're a team that you got to look at, especially as we go on to the playoffs. I feel like that's been the theme with this team every single year. They just don't go
Mhm.
away. They just always find a way to look good despite their circumstances. So, yeah, I think they will take advantage of a very winnable spot here, and we'll cover -1.5.
And let's just hope that whatever happens, the Leafs and the Boston Bruins never meet in the playoffs. Like,
Yeah, you
please
took the words
don't.
right out of my mouth.
Yeah, like we don't need another repeat of that. That was heartbreaking. I'm pretty sure we could all remember how all those years, the results and where we were when that happened. But anyways, but sticking to tonight's game, I'm gonna take the Boston Bruins on this one. I'm gonna take them on the money line at -170. I mean, Boston's competing for third spot in the division with the Leafs, so everything's getting heightened right now. Everything's getting down to the wire, and like you were saying, Boston's won 8 of their last 10 games. So they're on a really high winning streak. And fun note, so Nick Foligno, this is going to be his 1,000 career NHL game. So it's going to be the second father-son combo, his father Mike Foligno, to reach the milestone since Bobby and Brett Hall. So I think that's a really cool stat. And I feel like since this is such a monumental like game for Nick Foligno, they're gonna come out on top, and they're definitely gonna take the win over Chicago tonight. And
Yeah.
so another team that's been having a bit of a weird and rocky and just not been playing good and can't get a break. The Detroit Red Wings. It's like a tongue twister, that one, all the time. They're on a 5-game losing streak, and tonight they're in Edmonton to take on the Oilers. So on the spread, Edmonton is the favorite at -1.5. Money line, Detroit 210, and Edmonton -250. What are you taking on this one, Luca?
It's hard to keep up with McDavid and Draisaitl. I think this is gonna
Mhm.
be a game where they show up in a big way. The Red Wings also, they're on a 5-game skid. They are not a team that you wanna be betting on at this point, and the major difference is on the defensive side of the ice. Detroit is
Mhm.
giving up 6 goals in their previous 4 games, while Edmonton is only allowing 3.2 goals in their last 5 games. So all in all, the Oilers with their defensive intensity, their offensive punch, them being at home, I like him in this spot to win big over Detroit.
Yep, I'm sticking with that one as well. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Edmonton Oilers on this one. Detroit has not been playing well at all. I mean, like we said, they lost 5 straight, 7 of their last 8 games. They've been playing brutal hockey, and they were just outshot on Saturday, 43-19 in a 3-0 loss to Calgary. That's a crushing defeat there. So sticking with the Edmonton Oilers on this one, and especially now with like Austin Matthews being suspended, I feel like Leon Draisaitl is really going to take advantage of this. And yes, there's still a quite a number of goals to in order to reach where Matthews is at right now. But I mean, you never know. Anything can happen. Draisaitl can have a huge game tonight and come up with 4 goals or 5 goals. You never know with hockey. So I'm sticking with the Edmonton Oilers on this one, and I'm taking them on the money line at -250. So switching gears again, the New Jersey Devils and the Vancouver Canucks. So it's again another brother showdown here. Who are you taking on this one? Because the last game we saw New Jersey come up with the win 7-2. Are you going to
Yeah.
stick with Jersey on this one, or are you going to be, you know what, I'm going to go with the Canucks?
Yeah, no, I'm going with Van City on this one. I think they're going to bounce back. -1.5 here is my pick. The Devils, they are 7-20 in their last 27 road games. Haven't really been a good team on the road
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever, and they're 15-32 in their last 47 overall. So this is a spot for them where they're going to be taking on a Canucks team, 9-2 in their last 11 as a favorite. I really like that stat, and they're 6-2 in their last 8 games as a home favorite. So this is a team that doesn't mess around at home, and the Canucks have won 9 of their last 11 tries in this spot. So they are the clear-cut favorite here for a reason, and they have the clear edge on both sides, especially defensively. So give me the Canucks over New Jersey, -1.5.
Taking the Canucks as well on that one. I feel like Quinn Hughes is going to come up big here and finally take down his brother Jack Hughes. And their away record, the New Jersey, not been well at all. And that's a huge factor when you play away games because majority of the time, if you're holding a really bad away record, you're never gonna be able to fix that, and you're always gonna lose. I don't know why that is, but I've always noticed that always happens at the beginning of the season. But I'm sticking with Vancouver on this one, and I'm gonna take them on the money line as well because I got a lot of money to spend, and I should win. I'm gonna win tonight. Next game, the Colorado Avalanche and the Las Vegas Kings. Yes, the Las Vegas Kings. So this is going to be an interesting game tonight. I feel like it's going to go kind of one-sided, but you never know. Who are you taking with this one?
I'm going with the LA Kings.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really trust them winning straight up, but I like them to lose this game by only one. And the reason being, each of Jonathan Quick's last 3 March starts have been decided by 1 goal. So this is a Kings team. They've been playing tight hockey, and they have covered the puck line in all but one of his last 9 appearances, which is absolutely absurd. So that tells me as long as Jonathan Quick is in net, the Kings have a chance to win. So I don't think they pull off the upset, but like I said, I'm banking that they only lose this game by 1. So I'm thinking it's that close tonight. Give me the Kings at home.
Okay, that's a safe pick. At least you'll win something. I'm gonna go ahead and just stick with Colorado on this one. I mean, yeah, they were kind of having a bit of a rocky last couple games, which we were kind of all shocked about. But I feel like going up against the LA Kings, Colorado should have no problem. I mean, they dominated the last 7 matchups against LA, and with Mikko Rantanen, Nazem Kadri, Cale Makar, you got you got good forwards on that team, and good defensemen on that team as well. So I feel like the firehouse for Colorado is going to be too much for LA to handle. And to the final game, we got the Florida Panthers and the San Jose Sharks. Okay, so you guys all see me wearing this hat. Y'all know where my pick is. I'm going with the Florida Panthers on this one. I mean, they've been unstoppable this whole season, I would say. And I'm fairly certain that they're going to win the cup. Just putting that up there. Hot take with Celine Trimarchi. The last meeting, though, with the San Jose Sharks, Florida ended up winning 5-4 in overtime. So, I mean, that's still a really close game. So if I were to put money down on this one, I'm still sticking with Florida on the money line, but I might as well just add in an over pick in there as well because it is 6.5. So, Luca, I said my pick. What's yours?
Yeah, I could have never guessed you were going to go with Florida with this game. For myself, I'm going the other way. I'm going to go San Jose plus 1.5. I think they're going to keep this game close and they'll have a chance to win. So despite suffering the overtime loss on Sunday, obviously Florida is one of the hottest teams in the NHL. They're 5-0-1 in March. And they're also 5-0-1 their last 6 games on the road. But 3 of those contests have been decided by 1 goal. 1 goal.
Fair.
So they haven't been blowing out their opposition. And you look at the Sharks, they're a team that's known for playing in close contests. 8 of their last 11 games have been decided by 2 goals or less. So while Florida might end up winning this game, like you just predicted, I'm thinking it's going to be a 1 goal difference. So I'm going to go with the home team with San Jose with the possibility that they could even upset them here. So yeah, give me San Jose.
Well, if there's any games that we just mentioned that you should watch, I'm going to put my money down and say you should definitely watch the Florida Panthers game against the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah.
That is going to be a really good game. But thank you all for listening to Gambling on Hockey on the Parleh Network, Canada Sports Betting Networks. I am your host, Celine Trimarchi, alongside my co-host, Luca Rosano. We hope you guys do well tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow with the results of all of our picks.